Good morning. So this is project 3 from by Aishwarya Natarajan and Divya Srinivasan.
So this is a differential second order section diff 2, a second order filter which is similar to what we did in class. We have two floating gate OTAs with I bias 1 and I bias 2 and two caps here with a V out. We derive the transfer function to be in the form of 1 by 1 plus s 2 by q plus s square tau square, where tau is the time constant and q is the quality factor. So after simplifying this, we got an expression like this, and substituting for tau equal to 1 by q, which is the frequency of the input signal, we get the gain as q, which is the quality factor, and the phase angle as minus 90 degree. Okay, why do we prefer a filter bank over a regular cascade or a cascade over a filter bank of bandpass filters? So we have a number of advantages and disadvantages. Uh, from what we read in the cochlea paper, this is what we understood. There is a high ease of creating a very high order roll off. A sharp roll off slope in a filter is very useful in limiting distortion and also in enhancing spectral contrast. It arises naturally in the cochlea filter cascade. However, to accomplish that roll off slope in a filter bank, it requires very high order filters and also a big amount of circuitry at each tap. Whereas in the filter cascade, the burden of creating a high order roll off is shared collectively, so only one new filter needs to be added for each new desired corner frequency. Also, in a filter bank, faint inputs would be sensed with poor temporal resolution and loud inputs would be sensed with a good temporal resolution, whereas in a filter cascade, the shifts in temporal resolution with intensity change only in a logarithmic fashion with intensity, as opposed to in a linear fashion as in the filter bank. In a filter cascade, due to the exponential nature of gain accumulation, enormous changes in the overall gain for an input can be accomplished by a very small distributed changes in the Qs of several filters. Whereas in a filter bank, to say compress 120 dB in input intensity to about 40 dB in output intensity, the filter quality factors must change by 80 dB. A dynamic range problem in the input is merely transferred into a dynamic range problem in a parameter. So these are the positives. Let's look at the negatives. A filter cascade is prone to noise accumulation and amplification. One way to solve this problem is to have an exponential taper in the filter time constants such that the output noise converges, or we can limit the length of the cascade. Also, another one is that the overall gain is quite sensitive to the value of Q of each filter. One solution could be to have a gain control to regulate the value of the Qs in the cascade. If this is pretty strong, the collective adaptation across many filters will compress a wide input dynamic range into a narrow output dynamic range.
Now we move on to the experimental results. So first we do the experiment for the low pass filter, and this is a simulation for a low pass filter. As we can see, this is a computational function, and we have written the equations, the differential equations derived from the transfer function of a low pass filter, and this is the high level XCOS simulation. These are the simulation outputs for different values of Q. So we can change the value of Q by changing the ratio of I bias 1 and I bias 2. For Q equal to 0.5, we can see that there's no overshoot. For Q equal to 1, there is a slight overshoot. And for Q equal to 10, that is for any Q that is greater than 1, we can see many overshoots. This is the experimental high level XCOS file of the LPF. We can see that there are two floating gate OTAs connected, and the input is given through an arbitrary generator, and the output is measured with a measure voltage block, and this is the output that we get for an input square function. Now we move on to a bandpass filter. This is the simulation of a bandpass filter. So we've used the C4 block, and we've set the number of blocks to 4. So when we give an input as a square wave as follows, we can see the output which is giving 4 outputs. So because C4 is a 1:4 block, it takes in one input and gives out 4 outputs. So this is what we see, and this is for different values of feedback bias. For a this is for a greater value of feedback bias, and when we reduce the feedback bias, we can see that the overshoot is limited here. This is the experimental part of the bandpass filter. This is the high level XCOS diagram. We have a C4 block, the input bias voltage, the input voltage, and the measure voltage block. And then this is the output that we observe, which is not quite agreeable with our simulation results. And this might be a problem with the remote server. Thank you.